Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on Beyond Crazy. Today, we're making Beijing beef. Okay, let me start this video by prefacing that everyone's gonna always compare this to Panda because I feel like Panda is the universally most accessible Chinese food option available in the United States. I've gotta come at Panda when I say that literally it's just their orange chicken sauce with a little bit of chili flakes. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm gonna teach you guys how to do it the right way. Let's go. First things first is to get the steak broken down into more manageable pieces. So this is some eye of round that Kraz had inside the freezer. So this has been defrosting overnight, so it should be nice and it's been sitting on the counter for 35 minutes, so sorry if you guys have sensitivity to blood. I'm gonna go ahead and just transfer these onto cutting board. I'm gonna be cutting these into 1-inch cubes. I'm gonna leave them. I didn't know that they were gonna be sliced this way. So I'm gonna be going against the grain so that we can get nice tender pieces. Awesome, so I'm gonna go ahead and just throw the meat inside here. So if you have white pepper, definitely use that. But if you don't, just use regular pepper. I'm gonna go 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons pepper. I'm gonna come in with a spoon, same as always, with some ginger. So now that this is all cleaned off, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna use about 1 inch. So I'm gonna do like 1 inch of grated ginger, fresh. I'm just gonna get in here with my hands. I'm gonna mix this all up. Next for the egg wash, I know what you're thinking. Egg wash, yes, it's coated. Okay, I'm 95% sure that that's the way that Panda Express does it, but regardless, it's gonna be fantastic. And this is like very similar to like how people say like neo-traditional, like for tattooing. I'm gonna say this is like neo-traditional for Beijing beef. So I'm gonna come in here, I just cracked this on a flat surface. It's gonna be 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of water, and then I'm gonna give that a mix, and that's gonna be the entirety of the base for that. So dry component of this is going to be super easy as well. You'll notice that's a theme right now. This whole meal, it's super easy. I was telling Kraz off camera before this that if you're doing a first date or you're just trying to impress anyone ever, this is such a good like investment of time to flavor that like it's small steps. Like it's not hard to crack an egg and add some water. It's not hard to make the slurry that we're gonna make in a second. But the steps, it just builds that level. So give me a second here, I'll explain this one through. So this is just cornstarch. We got it at the Asian market. Any cornstarch will work though. It's just going to be equal parts cornstarch to all-purpose flour. For this small of an amount of steak, I'm probably gonna come in here with about, what is that, 3/4 cup probably. Maybe 3.
I'd say that's 3/4 cup, maybe half cup.
I'm gonna match it with this. Regardless, I'm gonna match it. And then a generous amount of salt, there we go. It's probably about 3 tablespoons. I'm gonna give this a nice mix. Honestly, I never got why people want to whisk and stuff. Like, I'm gonna put my hands in this anyway, so I don't know. So I've got all of these set up. I'm gonna make that slurry we talked about. So it's gonna be 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then it's gonna be equal parts water. Give this a nice mix till all that cornstarch is nice and incorporated in. Should look a lot like milk. And there's our slurry. Coming to the frying portion of this. We are fortunate enough to have a separate pot that we've been using the last couple of days. It got strained out yesterday. It's nice and clean for us. If you do not have a separate pot, or maybe you don't have the space available for that for cooking, you're more than able to just fill your wok halfway and then just responsibly get rid of that oil after you're done. I just went ahead and set up a wire rack right now so that we're able to put those to the side after they're done cooking. Should take about 10 minutes to come to heat, and let's get the sauce started.
Aspen wants some Beijing beef. Here, Aspen. Oh.
Like I said, there's a lot of ingredients in it, but it's all super good. I was telling Kraz also off camera about some of these ingredients. I urge you to just do it. Pull the trigger on buying your Asian ingredients. If you love cooking at home, it's definitely worth it. Some of the prices might jump off as a little bit of weird, and I definitely feel that. But I was talking about how a lot of these recipes, although they are more expensive of ingredients, the recipes call for a significant less amount. So for a dark soy, for example, you'll see we're only gonna be using a couple tablespoons, meaning that bottle is gonna go way further than a light soy that you're gonna be putting over white rice. So that being said, let's get this one started. I'm gonna come in here, 1/2 cup of water. It's gonna be 1/3 cup of granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of light soy, 2 tablespoons of dark soy, 2 tablespoons of distilled white vinegar. This is optional, but if you have availability to get it, it's gonna be Chinese dark vinegar. I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of this. 2 tablespoons of traditional ketchup. I know what you're thinking, it actually makes a lot of sense. It's gonna be 2 tablespoons of traditional Siracha, and then 1/3 of a cup of hoisin. And we mix. I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, oh my gosh, Why don't you throw some sesame seeds in there to make it pretty? You know what else is pretty? Following the recipe. There's not supposed to be sesame seeds in here, all right?
Is that a garnish?
Yes, we're not doing that right now though. Super simple. I'm not gonna teach anyone how to do it because you probably already know how to do it. And if you're taking on this recipe and you don't know how to do it, you're insane. So literally just cleaning this onion real quick. Just gonna come down the middle. And the same thing with this bad boy. But what I will say is this doesn't have a nice layer to do, so wash your stuff. It's like your grandma always told you.
Wash your vegetables.
You filthy animal.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take my beef out and I'm gonna put this into my egg wash. I'm gonna just do this all as one portion. Also optional, you can definitely use egg white as a replacement. Just use a couple of them, obviously, for volume. I'm gonna go ahead and bring these into my cornstarch mixture. I'm not bringing over all of the excess liquid though. I'm gonna leave all this in, making sure that this is as dry as possible.
Why do we want it dry, Tristan?
Because if it's not dry, it won't make a crust.
Oh.
Awesome, so I've got these in here. It's completely dry now. All the nooks and crannies are covered. Now go wash your dirty little fingers and let's get to the next part. So we're gonna take this beef that looks a lot like chicken now, and I'm gonna go ahead and just load it into the spider. I'm gonna lower it in, but once I lower it in, I'm gonna give it a good mix and everything to make sure that it's not sticking together. So I got these set aside. I didn't really go over like the timing process because our oil got really, really hot. Okay, so maybe don't do 80% like us. Correct that down to like maybe like 60, 65%. Because ours, like it flash fried it. So these were done in like 90 seconds. So just watching them, this is about when you want to do them. You don't want them so cooked that like, imagine like a Cane's chicken or like a chicken tenders or something like that. Like watch our last upload. If you saw the way that chicken looked when it came off, that's not how dark you want this. Because one, this is beef with a coating on it, so it's not gonna cook the same way. But two, this is also going to have to be cooked in the wok. So
it's gonna get some additional heat.
Exactly.
And if you completely cook it now, it's gonna overcook and it's gonna ruin it.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
It'll be Dunyan rings.
Check.
So I'm gonna go ahead and blast the heat on this. This time I'm just gonna go as hot as we can possibly go. It's a pretty quick process, so don't walk away from it. Get it? Walk away from it? No? All right, fine, whatever. Whatever. I'm just gonna come in with some high smoke point oil. I'm gonna use avocado. Just use some of your peanut oil if you've got it and it's not burnt to oblivion like ours is. So I'm just gonna give that a couple seconds to heat up. Maximum heat, like I said. I'm just gonna give these a couple minutes. Once I throw these on, they're gonna sear off for about 3 minutes, just until translucent. And then we're gonna start putting this together. Like I said, it's a super quick process, but you guys are gonna see like, it's perfect. As you can see here, these are about translucent. They've been cooking hard for about 2 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and just add our sauce right over the top. I'm leaving the heat on high. I'm gonna let this start reducing down for about 2 minutes. I'm gonna grab our slurry, super important. All right, I got our milk. I'm just kidding. I've got our cornstarch slurry. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix that up, make sure it's nice and liquid still. Give this a mix. This is when we're gonna go ahead and add our red pepper flakes. So I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna crush them inside my hand, make them a little more manageable. Should I do this?
Oh yeah.
Huh? I'm gonna say, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna rate that a 4 out of 10 on impressive level. All right, I'm gonna come in. I've got this huge piece of elephant garlic. Use probably like 2 or 3 cloves if you're just using regular sized garlic. But this is it's so nice. I wanna start getting this all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and force this through the press, just straight in. Use the edge of a knife to make sure I get all of it. Give this a little stir. Here's where the slurry comes in. Don't add all of it. I'm gonna say add about half of it. It's gonna start thickening this up for you. It's gonna work like almost instantaneously, so watch out for it too. It's gonna thicken what's already in it. You see along these sides, it's turning into more of a glaze, which means I'm ready to add in all of my chicken. Or beef, rather. It's not chicken. I did not swap this with chicken while no one was looking. And what's nice about these is while you're putting these in here, they look crispy and they are crispy, but they're also able to be bent because they're beef. Proof that they're beef. I'm gonna give this a nice little rotate. We didn't have such a heavy wok.
Right? 1 negative to the hex-clad wok.
So now that this is all thrown up, honestly, I don't think that we even need the other half of the slurry. So maybe if you're doing this at home, maybe don't even make the other half. So just do the 1 tablespoon to 1 tablespoon water. Bone apple teeth.
So tasty. So beautiful. Okay, Tristan was so kind to make us some Beijing beef. Has anybody had Beijing beef before?
Never.
Okay, in fairness, I actually love Beijing beef. I would get it every time I go to Panda Express, but the rest of my family doesn't normally like it. So I'm hoping that Jake likes it this time and that we can start getting it from now on.
So is this like a meat salad?
Like a meat salad?
Oh, it looks like it. So what is Beijing beef? What is its kind of sell that kind of has people always ordering?
So it's like a lot of people eat a lot of chicken and so they get tired of it and they're like, I want something beef-wise. And so this is
this is like the iconic beef dish?
This is like the iconic beef dish, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. Oh, yeah.
From the look of it, it just looked like chicken to me, so it's almost like a weird shock to like that really good beef. Yeah. Feels out of place, but like perfect at the same time.
Definitely when you're cutting your beef, make sure you get really thin segments. Tristan did an amazing job cutting this. It's so tender and perfect. Love it.
I would say that this food does cut very nicely. Like it breaks down really nice. But like every bite, my tear ducts break down because it's pretty spicy.
You think it's spicy?
I do. Like it wakes me up every bite. I'm at least 14% more alert.
Well, we know Jake liked it because he's already joined the Clean Plate Club. Yo, have some more. The thing I love about this meal is how quick it is. Tristan literally threw this together in I think 12 minutes is what it came out to be. So super fast and it's super tasty too.
I'm a type of, I like spicy things too, so this like matches everything. I like this.
The spice of this is absolutely, it's not overly spicy. I would probably put it at a 2 to a 3, but my spice levels are a little bit different. I have done the hot ones challenge.
This is about this level of spice I need for enjoyment. Like anything past this just starts hurting. So like this is like the great flavor, don't have to worry about the heat type of thing.
I personally think pepper's spicy, so I might be biased.
Yo.
You catch ketchup on the wrong day and it might just be a little bit too spicy for you.
Ketchup catches him on the wrong day. There you have it, guys. That's how I throw together some Beijing beef at home. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Seems like everyone else really enjoyed it, so super happy about that. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that I put the entirety of the recipe down inside the description below. Love you guys. Thanks.